Thank you for joining us for Lakefront News. I'm Jeremy Faulkner. Just in time for the holidays, Our Lady of the Lake is welcoming back one of their own. The return of our campus police chief, Ramon Zertuche, is felt throughout the Olu community. Lakefront reporter Laura Miguel tells us about this story.
Our Lady of the Lake Chief is back on campus. Last year, Chief Ramon Zertuche was deployed to Bahrain, which is a small island located south of Saudi Arabia. When his family first found out about this, they did not take the news pretty well, but they learned to embrace it. This was his fifth and last deployment since, in January, he will be retiring.
But coming back to the initial campus itself, seeing everybody at the airport, and then, Friday being my first day back was just great,
After a year, he returned back to town and is ready to continue working on campus. His first day here on campus, faculty, staff, and students greeted him upon his return, and an event and prayer was made in his honor. The Director of Infrastructure Services for IT Department, Jeffrey Allen, spoke about Chief Zertuche's return.
Over as the Chief of Police, he's brought a lot of recognition to his department. He has implemented a lot of policies that have helped keep the students safe at the new residence hall.
Faculty and staff gathered here at Constantine Chapel to make an opening prayer for the Chief's return on campus. We spoke with Chief Zertuche on how he feels returning here at Olu.
Coming back to the community is great. I had a lot of support from the community while I was gone. So pretty much every month I had a care package from a different department here from the school. So that was wonderful.
The Olu community is glad to have Police Chief Zertuche back on campus. Reporting for the Lakefront News, I'm Laura Miguel.
Veterans Day is a federal holiday where those who served in the United States military are honored for their great sacrifices. Veterans Day, celebrated November 11th, is the anniversary of the end of World War I. Olu will be honoring their vets with a Veterans Day ceremony in Chapel Auditorium Monday, November 11th at 12:30. We hope to see you there. Have you or someone you know experienced a traumatic event? Experts agree schoolwork is affected by those who have had traumatic experiences. Our Lakefront reporter, Danielle Ojeda, tells us how Our Lady of the Lake is tackling the issue.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
I just understand mental health a lot more than I did before because I'm discussing it constantly, and I see how it affects a lot of people, very many people.
That was Olu student Mia Sanchez on student loads that professors may not always see. Olu Cares, an on-campus resource for those dealing with any type of traumatic issue, has collaborated with Professor Brittany Chazinski to host the Unlocking the Door to Learning presentation.
So if we put all that together, one thing we can kind of realize off the bat is that students with histories of trauma are by no means new in our college.
That presentation took place in the Blue Room October 28th and informed faculty of trauma practices in higher education. This also included signs some students may show when dealing with post-trauma and what can be done to manage these situations.
So this is something that it is very likely that our students are carrying with them when they come through our doors and into our classrooms.
Specialists say the best way for professors and students to be prepared with these situations is to stay informed. Being more aware of the signs can help identify a student who may need help.
So a lot of the advice, I think, applies across different groups, whether they're faculty, staff, or students.
Chazinski said students who are feeling disconnected from the university or those frequently missing class is a reason for concern. However, trained professionals who work in Olu's counseling services are always here to provide help.
Seeing that it's on this Hispanic Serving Institute, it shows that it lessens the stigma, I think, and just talking about oh, I go to counseling, oh, I go to therapy, that breaks the stigma as well. And students there's very different experiences that people are going to bring into the classroom.
For more information or those who want to seek support, visit Counseling Services in Providence Hall. Reporting for the Lakefront News, I'm Danielle Ojeda.
Having trouble making friends on campus? A new event may be just the solution for you. Jocelyn Medina reports with more.
Speed Friending is an event hosted by Olu University Ministry that provides an easy way to meet new people and find new friends at Our Lady of the Lake University. Within minutes, you can engage in all sorts of conversations and find someone who you click with. We spoke to Yasmin Mendez, who attended the event.
As I'm into working on vehicles, I wanted to be a diesel mechanic at first, and then I changed majors to psychology. Like, just the concept of the mind fascinated me, so I've met at least 3 people here that are fascinated as well.
It was the first event put on by Ministry Monday, who provided hot chocolate and cookies and even provided string and colorful beads to make friendship bracelets for each other.
This event actually helped me, and especially this school, they're very just new friends. It's very welcoming.
The event took place November 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the library. Speed Friending can help students come out of their comfort zone if they're struggling to make friendships on campus. It is a great way to meet new people on campus. For more information, you can visit the Elliott House. I'm Jocelyn Medina.
Our Lady of the Lake University collaborated with a nonprofit organization, Urban 15, for a fun-filled event in honor of Dia de los Muertos. Paola Saldana reports with more.
Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, is a Mexican holiday in remembrance of friends and family members who have passed. Many of Our Lady of the Lake University students celebrate this holiday.
I'm really glad we came because it was a really cool event. Just coming really helped me become more aware of my own culture because I feel like I'm very disconnected from my Mexican heritage.
El Dia de los Muertos is a day to remember our loved ones who have passed away. But for some, it's also a day to learn more about the culture.
I really just wanted to know more about it, and I feel like I've learned a lot here at OLU about what Dia de los Muertos actually is from before.
OLU, along with nonprofit group Urban 15, teamed up to host El Carnaval de los Muertos. Organizer Ana Gabriela Flores talking about the parade that took place in the early morning hours of November 1st.
We decided to have the procession that started at Elmendorf Lake, and then we walked over to Our Lady of the Lake, just dancing and just dancing and moving to the rhythm, which was again honoring the Day of the Dead.
A reception followed from 8 till 9:30 p.m. took place in the Centennial Courtyard after the performance, where students, faculty, and staff got to enjoy a complimentary food, drinks, and music. If you would like to know more about this Carnaval, future or past events, you can follow Urban 15 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more insight. Reporting for Lakefront News, I'm Paola Saldaña Avila.
Our Lady of the Lake Student News Organization served up a spicy dish in hopes to raise money to send them to a conference.
Hot Cheetos with cheese, guys. We also have nachos. Come support the Lakefront newspaper.
That was Eliza Tijerina, a reporter for the Lakefront newspaper who gathered at the mall area to help sell spicy treats with her organization. It was all in an effort to raise funds for the 2020 Texas Intercollegiate Press Association Conference in March.
Funds we've raised are going to be able to send a few students to this conference, and they give awards to multimedia journalism concerning newspaper design for the newspaper, online journalism. So it's just everything that our students here kind of specialize in and are studying at OLU.
I'm out here at the Spicy Time fundraiser where Lakefront newspaper students are trying to raise money to send other students to the TIPA conference in March. The TIPA conference, which will take place in March, will cost roughly $3,000. The Spicy Time fundraiser raised a fraction of the cost.
Hopefully we have students out here. It's good for us and it's good for the university.
The paper also offers advertisement opportunities for those looking to place an ad in the paper. If you would like more info on ad possibilities, please email lakefront@ollu.edu. For Lakefront News, I'm Jeremy Faulkner. Stay with us. Coming up next, a look at your health news. Welcome back. Now for a look at your health news. October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but the fight for a cure doesn't stop there. Lakefront reporter Selenia Cifuentes explains more.
I'm 33 and I'm actually a breast cancer survivor myself. So I was diagnosed at age 20 here in San Antonio.
Minnie Morales is living proof that breast cancer does not discriminate. She now serves on the board of directors for the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation.
And we have many resources, including a 24-hour helpline. If any ladies want to call, it is bilingual, and we do have our information here. And you can call at any time. It's 210-692-9535.
An event was held at the Neighborhood Place Resource Center to educate women on early detection and provide educational resources. The Neighborhood Place, located minutes away from the Olu campus, hosted its first annual Breast Cancer Awareness Fair. Let's take a look inside as we speak to individuals who have been impacted by breast cancer.
Since cancer does not discriminate and does not choose what age or gender it can affect, we have men and women being affected, I would highly suggest taking advantage of a breast self-exam. It's free. You can do it in the shower. You can do it before you go to sleep.
The fight against breast cancer will continue until a cure is found. If you experience concerns, you are encouraged to reach out to your medical provider. Reporting for the Lakefront News, I'm Selenia Cifuentes.
Coming up next, we look at something that falls but never hits the ground. Stay tuned for weather.
Have an event coming up? Why not advertise it in the Lakefront? You can get your ad in as low as $50 in our university paper. With 1,000 copies printed monthly, your ad is sure to be seen. For more information on prices, email lakefront@olusa.edu.
Hey y'all, who does everyone listen to but no one believes? The Weather Reporter. This week we are looking at a chance of rain with overcast skies later in the week. The high will be 56 degrees with a low of 47. With fall comes much colder weather, but despite this, some Olu students have been able to stay warm. Our John Guerra reports with more.
The fall season brings cold weather, but for most people in San Antonio, it's just too cold for them. The same goes for students at OLLU. However, even with the chilling weather, some students, such as Melanie Padron, have been able to trudge through and find ways to deal with it.
Since it's like always cold, always hot basically in Texas, I take advantage by like going outside more, like going maybe like in a park or like riding a bike or something to get.
Good Lord, it is hot. But I can thankfully and dreadfully say that it's not going to be this hot for long. Weather later on in the week is going to be somewhere in either the low or high 40s. And when it gets cold, you want to be sure that your experience is a good one. Melanie Padron, a marketing major, has given us a couple of examples of what she likes to do during these cold times.
By doing like fun, like Christmas type things, I guess, like, I don't know, like drinking hot chocolate, making cookies, like kind of getting in the spirit since like Christmas is almost around the corner.
The cold may not be everyone's favorite kind of weather, but our students still manage to find the best out of these freezing temperatures. Reporting from Lakefront News, I'm John Guerra.
Coming up next, Lakefront reporter Danielle Ojeda visits Market Square. This week on Dish with Danielle, we visit the historic Market Square in downtown San Antonio and spoke with band members from Tejano music group Selena y Los Dinos.
Thank you. I'm here at what's known to many as the heart of San Antonio's art and culture, Market Square. Not only does this place serve authentic Mexican food and pastries, it also serves iconic Tejano music history.
Just being on stage with Chris Bettis, it's always an adventure.
An adventure it was for musicians Chris Bettis and Joe Ojeda, performing live with Selena Los Dinos at Market Square 25 years ago. Chris Bettis remains a local musician and explained how he found his forte with music.
I started seriously when I was 15, but I've always loved music and started learning how to read and write music when I was about 11 years old. But I was playing different kind of horns in bands, trumpet, B-flat horn, French horn, etc. And then I got bit by the rock bug and picked up a guitar and started learning at 15.
Although Perez had an affinity for the rock music genre, before committing to the group Selena y Los Dinos, he taught himself their well-known Tejano music.
I was familiar with their songs and their sound because of another band that I was in. And the singer of that band, she would turn me onto the records and would want to play some of their songs. So like I already knew a handful of Selena songs. So when I joined, it was like so easy. Like I get to play guitar now and worry just about that.
The music journey continued in 1999 when Perez and Ojeda became part of the first Latin rock music group, the Chris Perez Band, to be signed by Hollywood Records. Still, Market Square holds nostalgia from playing with the Queen of Tejano, Selena Quintanilla.
It meant everything, because just being on stage with Selena and the rest of the guys, Chris, Pete, A.B., Suzette, was my playground.
Since 1987, Perez and Ojeda have been tied together with music.
It's always, Joe and I have that long history together, and it's always a pleasure to play with him. Matter of fact, we did a couple of shows. We did one in Houston recently. We're going to do another one in McAllen. And we're always throwing surprises out there.
While both musicians surprise fans with reunited performance dates on social media, they look back on a surprise they both remember that happened years ago.
I remember joking around, telling everybody, I'm not gonna meet any girls looking like a cow on stage.
and then what happened?
And I actually met someone special, the love of my life.
That night, yeah.
San Antonio artists still carry the tradition by performing here in the very place Selena y Los Dinos did almost 25 years ago. That's the dish with Danielle. Back to you.
Thank you for tuning in to Lakefront News. Visit us online at lakefront.ollu.com.